Hi everyone, it's me, Joe, again. Okay, I left off last time with, mine and Keith's talk. Now, I told you that I was a little sneaky, a little snoopy. Snoopy is because I'm sort of a voyeur, and sneaky is what I'm going to prove to you now. Okay, so the whole reason why I wanted to talk to him was because I wanted to cross-examine him and find out what he knew about Johnny and what Johnny told him, and just set the record straight so that he knew the truth. Because I'm the type of person that I'm an honest person, I'm a truthful person, and I know how Johnny is. That he'll lie to get whatever he wants. And I just wanted to set Keith straight and let him know what were the lies and what were the truths. So anyway, we sat down. I started asking him about his family, and he told me. And then he started asking me some questions once we had a couple beers. And I think he had some problems with Johnny up to this point, because the first thing he asked me was, so is Johnny really 24? And I said, no, he's 27. And he said, oh. And he said, and the house, is it his house? And I go, no, it's my house. So all these lies that Johnny told him was coming out. Because obviously Keith had his questions, and I sat him down, and I was there to answer them for him and set him straight. I mean, I didn't tell him anything that he didn't ask me. And I think, what else did he ask me? Another thing that he asked me, he said, well, Johnny told me he was never in a relationship. Is that true? And I said, no, that's not true either. I said, I used to be his boyfriend. And he asked all these questions about Johnny, and I answered them truthfully for him. Because I feel that if he was going to get in a relationship with him, that he had the right to know the truth. And I wasn't about to let Johnny lie to him like he lied to me. So that just goes to prove my sneaky side. Because, I didn't have the right to do that. But in a way, I felt that I did. In a way, I felt I didn't. But anyway, so found out that Keith came here he was an IT technician. He sold computers. While he was in California, I found out that he sold computers and built computers. And he wanted to come to Ohio. And I asked him, I said, so were you involved with drugs and the gangs? And he looked at me like, no. He goes, he told me I was an IT tech, and the reason why I wanted to come to Ohio was to build my own company. He said because he couldn't do it in California because California had computer stores, on every corner. So he wanted to come to Ohio because he Googled Ohio. He found out what state needed the most needed computer technology, let's put it that way. So yeah, and that's the reason why he came. So during this conversation, while Johnny was at work, Keith and I sort of ironed out all the lies that Johnny was telling both of us, really. So, yeah. I found that kind of interesting. So anyway, as the years went on, Keith lived with us for at least 2 years, I believe, because I know I have pictures of him celebrating Christmas with us for at least 2 years. And within that time, he built his own business. And he was taking on clients. You know, he would leave his business card at places, and he built a website to have people call in for computer repair, or for people to have him build computers for him. And he ran it out of the house here. He redid the breezeway to put a front door on it, to make that front part of the house his office, so that customers come in the front door and they'd be in his office, and there was a door between his office and the house. And he had the lock on his side, so when he was with the customer, he could lock it, and we could go out the back door if he was, talking with a customer. But anyway, like I told you, I was always interested in technology, and he was an IT tech person. So he was exactly what I wanted to be. So he helped me build my first computer. He walked me through it. He helped me build my first computer. He got a client, and I told him, Keith and I became really good friends. I mean, once he got the better job, but let me go back and talk about this. He had a client that wanted a website done. She had one book. She wrote one book, and she had it on Amazon, and it wasn't selling, so she hired Keith to build her a website, because for some strange reason, she thought if she had a website, that people were going to just flock to this website and buy her book. But anyway, that's what she wanted. So she contacted Keith, and before that, I told him that I built websites before, and I showed him some of the websites that I built. And so he said, well, do you want to come with me with the interview? Maybe you can interject some ideas. And I said, okay, if you want me to. So he took me to this lady's house for the interview. And she was telling him, I mean, I didn't say anything because I was just there as an observant, because I didn't want to mess up his deal. So this lady was telling him what she wanted out of the website and blah, 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 blah. And he was like taking notes and writing everything down. And he was always very good with customers. He always listened. He didn't really ask too many questions. And very polite. And she hired him. I don't know what she hired him for, because that wasn't none of my business. But when we got home, this is what touched me, was that after we came home, he asked me, so do you have any ideas about building this website? And I said, yeah, I think I got a couple. I said, it's not like it's going to be all that hard, because she only has one book, and she only wants it so that she can add more books to it when she writes them. But and he goes, well, let's put it this way. I'll give you $150 if you build the website for me. And I was like, okay. And it touched me that he trusted me enough to do that for him. And that's how Keith, I think I became closer to Keith than Johnny was with Keith, because, that's just how I felt. Because after Keith had his business, he attracted oh, I don't want to give their name, but because he became the IT technician for a big refuse company here in the tri-state area. And they hired him to upgrade their computers and their surveillance cameras, because they were having things stolen from their lots, and they couldn't find any of the receipts or invoices, so they hired him as their IT person. And it must have been paid very well, because he was under contract. I remember him saying that he was under contract and that he was on call 24/7. But that was his only job. So, of course, he took it, because, and I know it paid, I know it paid pretty well, because he paid me back in restitution, when, because he knew it was my house. I guess Johnny wanted a ceiling fan put in their bedroom. So besides getting the ceiling fan for their bedroom, he got 3 more ceiling fans to put in my bedroom, my brother's bedroom, and the dining room. And he bought them and put them in just as sort of like a show of restitution or thankfulness that I was allowing him to live in my house through Johnny, because of our talk earlier when he found out whose house this was. So he bought ceiling fans for the house and put them in. He, while he was building up his credit, he had to get a credit card. And the way you fix your credit, if you got bad credit, you got to get a credit card, buy something, pay it off immediately, and that helps build your credit, because that gives you good credit, because that's just how it works. So anyway, he got a credit card, and one night while we were drinking beers and that, and just having a good old time, we were watching, he was watching the Home Shopping Network or something like that. And these knives came up on the thing. And he goes, "Joe, do you want those knives for the kitchen?" Because he knew I cooked all a lot. And I said, "Yeah, sure." And he said, "Okay, I'll buy them for you." So he bought them. He bought me the knives. This was a whole set of knives. I forget what they were called. I still have them. They were unbreakable. And he also bought things. He bought, one Christmas, he got me personally a whole set of stainless steel pots and pans for me to cook in. And, I didn't think I was going to take all this time talking about Keith, so we're going to cut this one in half, because that was the good part with Keith being moved here. He sort of became like my adopted brother, and he did a lot of things for me. I remember, let's put it this way, him and Johnny were on the rocks, and he came to me one time, and he told me that he bought a house, and not for me to tell Johnny, but he wanted me to help him move to his new house, but not to let Johnny know about it. And of course I told him yes, because we had a friendship that him and Johnny never had. So obviously, I'll leave it at that. And like always, stay safe, and Take care of each other. And I'll see you later. Bye.